delegate, and UI table view data source. Then we should come back there, and here we say self.tableview.delegate equal to self.tableview.data source to self. I'm gonna add 3 cells, not this one. I'm gonna go and basically bring that from here, so we have the fake data. Fake data, we have to import product, and again, so these are all delegate function that I need, right? Set the product. Here we go. Okay, here what is, yes. So I need to import custom view cell. Okay. And can I change this one to be the first one? Here. Define this one, and then go here and say this is initial controller. Okay, this is similar to, let me run it. This is going to be run the same thing as, I don't know, I don't remember, let's run it. What is this one? This one doesn't have anything. Wait a second. I haven't called fake data yet. This is what we did, right? Yesterday. But here, for header and footer, view for header in section, you have to really code that. See, this is the code. All the code for just this part. And also we have to define the height for the header. You have to define the height for the footer, and also for footer I just use the header for the footer too, which is not the case usually. Our header and footer are similar right now. Basically you have to also design your footer, so it's going to be again another 20 line of, depending on how complicated the footer is. You have to, for instance, if the footer is 2 buttons, then you have to create 2 buttons and then add it to the sub view and all those. Now we are going to do the same thing, but here we are going to use nib5 for this stuff. So in order to do that, we create 2 views. See here, we have view. And if you remember, I said your project could have multiple storyboards. By default, you are given 2 storyboards. If you need more, you can add a storyboard in here too. But for now, we are going to just add some view. We add a view. We call it header view, let's say. Header view. See, this is header view.nib. okay? Then such a thing is given to us. So like a view. By default, the size is as big as, look at the size, it says infer. That means it look at the size from the other pages, and by default the size is going to be kind of inherited from other pages. But maybe your cell is not, your height, your header is not this big usually. Although the size doesn't matter. The size doesn't matter, it could be any size, then it's going to be resized actually. In the code. When you run it, it's going to be resized. But at the same time, one purpose of using nib file is to have a kind of visual sense of what this is going to look like. So if your header is not this big, then change the size from infer to freedom, and then you can simply make it smaller. So you can play with that. Put it down, maybe this one, like that. Okay, and so I have a view to design visually the header. So the header is going to be, we're gonna have a UI image view on the header. So one image view in here, so you play with that. So let's say this is our image view. We'll make this one a little bit bigger. UI label. And then put the label in here. So how was it? Okay. One label view in here. Okay, to the middle. This one to the middle too. Okay. So that's, for instance, for the header. Let's create another one for footer. Another nib file. Say footer view. Again, we are going to be this given. So basically do it this way. Where's the other one? So this is going to have two buttons. One button in here. Say cancel. And then another one. So we have a footer and we have a header. But whenever you have such a view, you have to, this is our view, right? So in MVC, this is our view. Then we have to assign a controller to this view. So the controller is going to be class. It's going to be header view, you can call it whatever, and it's going to be subclass of UI view, not UI view controller, UI view. We have a header view, and I create a footer view, subclass of UI view. Okay, then I come back to here. Look at here. There is, for each of these nib file, there's a file owner, files owner. So you should click on the file owner, the files owner, and here you have to define which file is the owner of this nib file. So the header view is actually going to be responsible for this one. And again, you tap on files owner and then footer view is going to be for this one. That's the second step. So we created the nib files, we created two classes, and then we assigned those classes. Question?
The name should be the same.
No, the name could be anything. And then assign, similar to UI table view cells, similar to UI view controller, we have to always assign some file owner. Then we go back and then connect. This part is a little bit tricky. what you should do first is, now I haven't selected yet the image or label, just the whole view, the entire view. See, this view is highlighted. If I select this one, this UI view is highlighted. If I select this one, then the label is highlighted. So I need this view, the whole view of the NIP file. Drag and drop it in here. Okay? Not drag it, yeah, just drag. And then you can call it whatever, but usually you can call it content view. And if you remember, I mentioned that table view has a content view, a content size, and UI table view cell has a content view. So the content view is a good name basically for this. You add a content view, and then after this, so this is one trick. So you should do. The other is not trick. The other is just adding these outlets. So the outlet is going to be header image view, and the other one is going to be label, header label. And the funny thing is that this is a strong, is to our links. And we haven't talked about the strong link yet, but just so you know. The other one is footer. So we should do the same thing with footer. If I change this one to automatic, then this is going to open footer.m, then I can go to footer.h. So I'll do the content view first, then I do to button. In case you need, if needed, maybe not needed. Basically, if needed, you can do it. If you want to play with the button, you want to change the color of the button or all those, you do it. Otherwise, if you would like to just see the same thing, maybe you just need an action for here. Cancel, delete, click.
So with outlet we can change.
Yeah, outlet, basically outlet, you always do outlet because you want to play with that. If you don't want, if everything is like exactly the same as a storyboard, then you don't need an outlet. Outlet is so that you can basically do something with that. Done, it, click. Right. So now our view and controller is almost ready. So we go back again to the header view. UI view has two constructor. One constructor is used for when the view is loaded from a storyboard, and one constructor is used when you programmatically create a UI view. So here you should override both constructor. How do we do that? Instance type init with coder is basically the constructor used for when it's loading from a storyboard. I guess even this is going to be called, even if you programmatically, this is going to be run in both scenarios. Not sure, we can test it. But of course, this is going to be called when you load a view from storyboard. Then simply you say self equal super init with coder. Just then send this one. Then if self return self. Here we can say self dot initialize. This is not a reservoir. This is the function that we are going to implement. Or initializer, whatever you want to call it. Initialize, like that. Anyway. So then we do it. In addition to like init with coder, also we add this one too. Then you have the second constructor, init with frame. Init with frame is used, if you remember, when we were implementing, we were coding the header view, we use init with frame. If you look at here, see, we are here is coding. See, we are using init with frame in order to create an object from view, because we are programmatically creating a UI view. So self equals super init with frame. You just send this frame to that. If self, then self, and then exactly similar to that one. Because we don't know how this is going to be used, that's why we override both initializer, and we send both of to both our own initializer, our own custom initializer. Here, there's just a few lines of code. You can do whatever you want. You can do initializing here. You can set the background color. You can do whatever you want for your offset in here. But at the minimum, this is what you should do. NS bundle. NS bundle is what Xcode has for your resources and assets. A bundle for your project. A bundle has all your like M file, H file, all the pictures. If you have a movie, if you have an audio file, you put them all into the bundle. You put them together and you have a bundle. So NS bundle is a class. So from that NS bundle has a class method called main bundle. So you get it from, basically what you're trying to do is to get, and nib file is also is an asset file. So it's been added to the nib, it's been added to the NS bundle already. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to load or get that nib file from the bundle. So load with nib name, load nib name, and we use this function. It sends exact same name to here. We give the name of the nib file without .nib. We don't need .nib. The owner is going to be self, and this one is not. Options, no options. So we are loading the nib file from the bundle. Then we say self dot content mode content view self add sub view self.content mode. There's another one, and the next one is self.content view dot frame equals self dot count. So the first one, load the nib file from NS bundle. The second one, you remember the whole view we defined as a content view, and we are going to say, for instance, for the header, use this nib file. So what the second line does is add the content view, and we added the other, like UI image view and UI button and UI level to the content view. We're saying that add the content view and whatever added to the content view to the header, for instance. Whatever the self is going to be the header view, or is going to be the footer view. Whoever is going to use this nib file. And the last one, that's why I said it doesn't matter what size you choose. The last one says the frame of the content view is going to be the boundary of like a header view. Self here is a header view or the footer view, right? Or whoever is going to use this nib file. That's it. So if you want, you can basically say that a self dot background, like a content view dot background color equal UI color, green color. You can do whatever you can basically play with the outlets if you want in here. And you can self dot content view dot not content view. Self dot label header label dot text equal to shopping cart if you want. If you don't want, you can do it later I'll show you later too. Now you can basically design put this assignment. You can do it later. So this is for our header view. Since we are going to do the exact same thing for here too. For the footer view, so this is going to be yellow. So let's change so that we can get do we have pink color? No, orange. So that we can differentiate between this design and the previous design. Same thing here. We can go and borrow these two. You don't have to rewrite them because this is exactly the same. And these two you can implement it later. For now, you don't need that. Okay. Now we have defined our view and our controller. Now we're going to use that inside our Need View controller. So inside View New controller, we don't need any of these anymore. Instead, we are going to just define include header view. So what we are going to do is then we are just going to create header view, one view from header view. Header equal header view alloc minute with frame, for instance. So we need a frame, CG rect frame. This is how you create. See, remember this is a kind of a C approach. So the first one is X and Y, the top left. Then the width we would like to be the same as, if this is your table view, you would like your header to have the same height, the same width. So then you can say self.view.frame.size.width, and the height is going to be 150. Then we can use this frame. You can simply return header. Keep short. Header. Here you can also say label header label equal to shopping cart if you want. That's when here's another place that you can implement those. But there was another one, right? Header image view.image equal UI image with name. And we were using this one, right? And for footer, similar to that, we are going to use the footer view equal footer view alloc init with frame. So I'm gonna get this from here. And if I want, I can say the footer view dot content view. I already did it, but I'll do it again here. UI color orange and return footer view. Let's change this one, for instance, header content view, the background color equal to UI color purple. Okay, compare these 4 lines of code for footer and this 4 line of code here with this one. See, you have to do it one by one. It's more complicated. Also, you don't have any visual. If you have nip file, at least you can see, you can imagine how this is going to look like.
Can you please comment this?
Hmm?
Instead delete, can you just comment?
This is in another file. This is here.
Yeah, no, I see because the...
Copy paste it and comment it.
Yeah, no.
So I'm gonna run this. Let's see. Hopefully everything is fine. Let's give it a try. Trash. Maybe let's look at this, because for footer I guess I just carelessly copy paste. I forgot to change this one to footer view.
This kind of warning. I had sometimes this kind of warning. What's the warning?
What kind of warning? This is not warning, this is error.
Yeah, it's a...
This error means some exceptions happen and nobody took care of it, and basically your app crashed. If it was an app, it already crashed when you get to here. These exceptions happen and it's propagated to the very top function, which is the main function. Let me see what the problem is. When you do a lot of copy paste, you add to the speed, but visible header is recursive. Could not load nip file. Yes. And spontan load with nip, right? That's so weird. What did I? This header view, right? Header view dot nip. Header view load nip named. Which one can I? Footer view loader. Oh, see again. It's the typo in view. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix this. There you go, right? Let me again, as I don't like this content, so we're gonna change this one to aspect feed. See? Not only we wrote like a fewer line of code, but also we had some visual for it compared to the previous one. Now, whatever change you want to make, you can go and change it to from the view. You can put it in here simply, and when you run it, this is going to be there. But when it's code, then you have to go and change the code, change the position and everything, so it's there. Right? It's easy. So nip file, many programmers do not use it because it's not that straightforward and it's easy to make mistake. But if you know how to do it, then that could make your life way easier. Then just leverage it. Just do it once and leverage it forever. You can do the same thing for table view, for this UI tables you can view cell. You can create a nib file, right? And then use it for the table view cell if you want. So you can do it for everything that I mentioned. So that's about it for this design. So we discussed 4 approach, right? The simplest one, the table view with one cell table cell type, table view with like a 3 types of cell, section header and section footer programmatically, section header and section footer using lib file. You all have all of these, okay? So that's one thing that I would like to discuss today. The other thing is what? Tab bar view controller. So tab bar view controller, you know what tab bar view controller is, right? Now, what kind of design you can have with tab bar view controller? It's very common, and it's very almost in any, I don't know, over 50% of the app, even more, are using this design. Tab bar view controller is something like that. So you have a main page. Your app is a single page app. You have only one page, usually, right? And then you have a tab bar in here. You have, for instance, one icon in here, another icon in here, another icon in here, another in here, another in here. Usually not more than 5, right? And if you tap on this one, then this page changes. Tap on this one, then the page changes again. Tap this one. It's a very common design, right? Yes, Facebook has it. I don't know. Instagram, I guess, has it. So this is tab bar view controller. And how it works is basically you're gonna add to the storyboard. You add a tab bar view controller to your storyboard, and then you attach one scene to any of these. Again, these all can be done in a storyboard and also can be done programmatically. But always use the storyboard if you can. Sometimes it's not possible to do it through the storyboard. You have to do it programmatically, then do it programmatically. Otherwise, as long as you can, do always leverage a storyboard. Then this is going to be, for instance, this is going to be a navigation view controller to another view controller. It could be simply a view controller. The other one, this one could be a view controller. For instance, this one, I don't know, is a navigation view controller. So you can assign it, this is one MVC, this is another MVC, right? MVC, this is another MVC. For instance, this is your food view controller, this is your drink view controller, this is your cloth view controller, this is another MVC, this is another MVC. So again, 6 MVC here, and MVCs are working together, easy. Okay, this is a tab bar view controller. Then how do we do it in code? How do we code in storyboard? This is our storyboard. Go here and find tab bar controller. So we pick one. See, this is coming already with 2 pages already. Put it somewhere, maybe here. Move it in here for the sake of it has already 2. If I change this one to be the initial controller, let me run it. See, this is what we have. We have item 1, item 2. Nothing for now. Okay, the first thing you can do is, maybe you want to have like 5. Or I don't know, you want to have 4 of them, let's say. So you already have 2. Let me add another view controller, UI view controller, and add it somewhere in here. And another view controller, add it in here. Then basically what you should do, you get from here to here. And then this time it's going to be relationship status. Not push, not modal, not custom, but this one. Okay. And again from here to here, another one. Okay. Let's say this one is okay. You have to define it in here. No, you want to change the name to something. This one is simple. Let's say. The other one is table view. Table 1. I'm gonna call the other one table design 1. Let's say this is design 2. This is how can I change it? You cannot. Somebody to use. Let me run it. So like this, I can change it maybe from here. Yes. Item 1, we can say design 3. And the item 2, I can say design 4. And also you can have some color in here, like a t-shirt. That's too big for this. T-shirt, too big. You have to ask your designer to give you better. So let's look at the tab bar. We have design 1, design 2, design 3, and for item 2, design 4. Okay, so I have 4. If I run it,
I sent you to small one. I sent you to small one.
This my one? Okay.
If you want.
Sure, I'll change it later. Thank you. So we have design 1, 2, 3, 4. Just simply, let's say, you choose this one and change the color to this color. Use this one and change the color to, I don't know, this one. Use this one and change the color to this. This one and change the color to this one. Alright. Okay. Now 4 pages. is. Right? Now what I'm gonna do is basically put the first design that we did for the UI table in design 1, the second one in design 2, the third one in design 3, and this one in design 4. Right? What I'm gonna do is, this is going to be design 1. Or let's say, let's do it this one. Let me remove, not remove, but problem is that this is too big. So whenever you play with a storyboard, it's better to have a big monitor. Otherwise you have to I'm gonna bring this one and put this one in here. I have to remove that one, but it's better to. Yeah, okay, this is better this way. Smaller. Here, item scene. This one is let me run it. So this is the very first design, which is not, it has some problems, see, because the tab bar has an overlap with this fixed footer. But it's still, the second one is this one. You remember, this is working. This is not also, there's a little bit of this footer still again is under the tab bar. So you have to do something in order to fix that. This one, there's another one. Again, it's a little bit under that. And this is the last one that we did. So it's simply in one view, we have all of them. So
Can we adjust the tab bar height?
Tab bar height. You can, if you want to customize it, then you have to define. This is the default tab bar. So if you want to customize, you have, probably you have seen some tab bar are, I don't know, some fancy. They have some, I don't know, some like icons. The middle one is the bigger icon. The neck. They do some fancier stuff. If you want to do anything fancier than this, then you have to have a class, which is a subclass of UI tab bar controller. Then inside that one, you can also do whatever you want with that. I'm not sure if you can play with the height of the tab bar though, because that should be a standard. So I'm not sure about that one. But other than that, you can play with, you can change, you can give a, like a, I don't know which one is this. That's the fourth one. So this is design 4. Title position. Change. That one is drink. Design 4. This one is design 3. This one can also have badge. Let me add the badge and see what this is going to be. I'm not sure the badge is. Yeah. Which one? So one item is missing. Design 4, design 3, design 2, design 1. See the badge? Have you seen that? This little things like it show, for instance,